Hello, everyone. We are looking at another viewer submission of a review me for Ready or Not. If you also want to participate, all you have to do is go to a video that has 1,000 in the thumbnail. It'll say 1,000 subscribers reached. Or you can also do this one, 1,000 subscriber viewer challenge. Either of these videos you can submit in the comment section. All you have to do is just read the description and you'll know exactly what to do and how to post it and what the rules kind of are, or the guidelines. But with that said, let's get into the next person we're going to be reviewing. I did skim just like a tiny bit of the introduction. There's literally like 20 seconds or 30 seconds. Didn't watch much more of this video, but we are doing Crackajack. Assume that's how you say his name. And we are just going to jump straight into it. Okay, so here we're at the start of the mission. He did say it was a hard difficulty. Okay, so early on, nice. Just right off the bat. First thing we want to do, check the door for wires. I'm not sure if we did this before the video was started recording, but check for wires. This would have been a restart if there was a wire on that. Now, I like to apply before I enter any space, because if there's an enemy behind you, you're going to get shot and die. Now you're exposing yourself more. So like just pieing, looking at this side first, probably the best bet, because it actually reveals more from the angles, just because I know this map really well. This you always want to look this space first if you are committing to a location, and then doing the spot before that. But so far it looks like it is a console player. So I kind of discussed how you do want to have, I'm going to actually turn up the, oh, it is pretty high. I love auto, how it's just totally not slightly better. Okay, so checking the sides, awesome. Checking this for a wire, no wire. Going in, pushing in pretty quickly. Now he does have AI in his team. See how he sets up his AI. Okay, we hear gunfire. This is like one of the most deadly rooms. It's so hit or miss whether or not someone's going to be, killed in here. A lot of the time, I always want to like pre-flash far into the corners, pie the door to see who's behind the like bar over here. Shooting the target. He's not dead yet. There we go. You finished him off. It does look like he's using, the AI looks like he's using 7.62 rounds. Sounds like it at least. Looks like a 7.62. But we're doing well. Close that door behind you. I'm going to be saying that to everyone who ever submits ever, is always close those doors behind you. Check behind you. He did really storm in there right in the middle. There's a lot of exposing angles that he's walking into. Primarily, this door is open, and as you are walking through, you can expose yourself to more angles outside of the room. Just make sure you're being careful with that. Make sure to check left side as well. There could be a guy hiding in the corner. Pretty rare, but it still can happen. So just trying to always just kind of observe every corner and part of the room you can is always a nice thing to do. Mirror gun. Can never go wrong with a mirror gun a lot of the time. Checking. I actually like this, how he is waiting. He's not just like, oh, I'm going to check the mirror gun, look both ways and stop. He's like stopping for a while, waiting to see what's going on. And there we go. I don't know why that door opened, but I think the AI are a little silly sometimes. Good stinger. I like how, okay, I'm not sure if he has stingers only. He just have 2, 3 at least, obviously, since he just threw it. Stingers are nice, especially in bigger areas, because it's going to hit more targets. And there we go. He's going around the corner. Didn't affect them. That was pretty clean overall. Okay, that was super close. Go inside. Yeah, awesome. Good retreat. Okay. I love how AI are just the worst. This is a decently defensive position. Having your AI in that location is fine. Okay, let's see here. This is a strange UI. I have not seen how the Xbox UI works, but wow. This looks, I guess it's okay. Might even be slightly faster in some sense. Huh. It is good that it's an analog, kind of like a directional thing. Okay. Good shot. Good angles. I do like that he is patient whenever he is like stopping and checking. That is something that he's like doing well. So here I would have liked to seen him backing up a little bit from the space. Technically speaking, this is more than fine because the person has, like the enemy has to come to the door to shoot, but he can still shoot through the door. AI are like insanely accurate. Backing up a little bit, getting a better angle. Not sure if he has JHP or AP, but even deciding to shoot the door if you totally had to, even though it feels like a hit or miss a lot of the time. I'm not sure if you know this, but you don't have to tie up people unless they are incapacitated or like faking death. Okay, good flying. I like how you're checking both sides best you can. Good stuff. Leaning. The only real reason why you'd want to tie somebody up is if they were incapacitated, and there's very rare circumstances if you're using armor piercing, super insanely rare. I don't think I've ever seen it, but with certain other weapons, you can actually shoot them and they'll fake their death, which is, I've never seen it before, but I think I was trying like an SMG one time. It's hitting the plates of the armor and they like pretended to fake death, which is really wild. I've never seen that past C2 explosions through doors, but okay. So he does have the foregrip. That really doesn't do too much. And he has the reflex. Oh my god, that scared me for a second. Opening this door, you didn't need to do. You didn't need to open that door. You had a perfectly good sightline. If you were to just peek, just go in here, look outside, you'd have a fine level of cover. Because if you open it, you have to expose yourself to not only the right side over here, but you'd also expose yourself to the left side over here as well, which you don't want to do. You always want to minimize your lanes of exposure. And as a lot of people like to point out, this is concealment and not cover, even though to some degree it kind of is cover because it can stop certain rounds, except from the AI apparently, but AI just penetrate through everything. That was some good shooting right there. Lucky shots. He did say this was hard mode, if I'm not mistaken. I honestly, it doesn't even look like hard mode, honestly. Kind of wild if it is. Hard mode always seems like such a variation, and it always seems like it's never... Yeah, this doesn't seem like hard mode. This is crazy if this is hard mode. That pause was insane. Usually they full auto. I have a hard time believing this is hard mode. If it is, that's insane, but... And another thing, kind of talking about this with, if you are on console using controller, or, you know, even on PC if you're using a controller, when you're using a controller, look where you're going to be aiming. Or sorry, look where you're going to be shooting, because with a mouse, you can like quickly dart to a location, right? Snap to a target. So I want to snap over here, I can snap over here, right? Boom, 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 boom. With a console player, you have to like, the fastest you can go is like a certain speed, depending on your sensitivity. And if you have it really low, then you can't turn as fast. So you gotta like, it takes time to travel to that location. So always just be, and I'd like to have him back up a little bit off this wall, so you have a little bit more cover and a little bit more reaction time, because he's 100% going to see you first, no matter what, because you are closer to the wall and he's further from the wall. So it is wild that he missed his first shot and then his follow-up shots. I think he did hit you once, I think, but that is wild. This does not seem like hard mode. Get down, I want to see hands. Yeah, and there's no need to tie up those guys, as I said before, unless they are shot with like a particular type of round, which is super rare, or C2. Tying up guns is okay. A lot of the time I would have people just try to focus on, oh, somebody died. Yeah, this definitely seems, this is insane if this is hard mode. The AI took a day off. If this is hard mode, this is actually insane. And that does suck. Like, AI really do struggle with like covering multiple angles sometimes. They just like, I don't know what it is. AI just really need to be improved in some manner. They have to be equal or greater than the enemy, quite frankly. What are you gonna do? Now there was 2 left. He's tying some stuff up. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. But so far, has been very uneventful in terms of actual engagements. He's definitely gotten pretty lucky. I assume he's using ceramic. If I had to guess. Is using armor piercing. I would be curious to see what else he has for his loadout. So what, he had 5 magazines, 3. That's 8. So he has what, 3 more items? Okay, so let me just check this again. Most of the time, I don't rely on my team's competency of the AI to cover me. Now, moving up to here is pretty safe, generally speaking. The only threats are like this opens and there's usually like a couple guys here. We know there's only 2 enemies left from the objective update. But if there's a guy in the corner here, I want to be the one to shoot them because the AI aren't always going to be the best representation or like the best. They're not going to take them out the best, basically. Looks clear. I have never seen that cache before. Wow, I have to look at that. That is hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen that one. That's wild. I have 700 hours on the game. I've never seen that cache before. That is hilarious. Wow. Oh, did he get the guy on the coming in? There's a guy here. I'm not sure if he got him. He didn't get him. Maybe he gets him later. Anyway. The great mirror gun. The equalizer. Looks like there's a trap. What will he do?
Block the door.
Oh, wedge. Okay, that's interesting. That is a death funnel a lot of the time. You have to like supplement that with grenades and other things. But yeah, there's nothing like crazy going on here. The angles in this map are pretty simple a lot of the time. Just double checking, yeah, both sides. I would once again checking the right side first is more advantageous because you can see more and cancel that. I don't have to worry about that as much. Because there's a wall here, you have to expose yourself all the way up here, which exposes yourself into this room, behind you, and to the left. So that's 3 lanes of fire that you're going to be getting shot from, potentially, if they're running around, right? The enemies. So, as I said, just like checking behind you first as your priority. If you do have to choose an angle to look as a priority, just choose the one that's going to have the safest result. Because if there is a guy behind you, you're going to die. If there's a guy over there down the hallway, you're still fine. Because if you're checking to the right, you still have this wall as cover protecting you. So just kind of making sure that you're prioritizing your safety first whenever you're looking around those corners is what's really important. And so checking behind you to the right, because this door can open. This door is opened. Pieing. I would wait for my team to back me up, make sure they're behind me. Okay, good. Closing the door. Awesome. I love that. Nice and easy. Splitting. I'm not sure if that other door was locked or whatever. The one you just passed. Let me just check real quick. I have the memory of a goldfish, apparently. This one. I guess it wasn't opened. Yeah, so closing the door. I like how he closes the door. It's good. Don't need to worry about it. Stuck on the door. That is an enemy, I think, and not the veteran. Yes, you can see his gun. Honestly, stack on this door, which there's no bomb, of course. Stack on the door, C2, but then wait to execute and then clear the right by your side. Like I would clear from here and go around, flank them. And then as I'm entering that room, I can both execute that and do that, or just wedge the door and just kind of deal with this space over here. Because there's technically only 2 enemies left. Good C2. Stinger is a good choice. I'm surprised he didn't get stunned by the Stinger. It sounded like they threw it pretty far in. There's no way this is hard mode. There's no way this is hard mode. I guess it was a C2 plus Stinger, but that's wild. I'm gonna have to start seeing proof, because either the game difficulty is just so much higher for me whenever I come around a corner and I get shot, you know, 0.1 seconds. But damn, these videos just make it look too easy sometimes. Maybe it's slightly different on the difficulties on Commander, since I don't really play Commander. But yeah, it looks like that's pretty much it. Is that Chaos? Officer. Speed through this a little quick. Come on, YouTube. Why is it not working? Okay, doing it manually. Yeah, so we got that guy. The officer. Alright, officer. Good, still checking doors. Good stuff. Up to that start where he didn't check it, but maybe he did and didn't start recording until later, but okay, civvy. Okay, so let's look at that. I'm kind of zooming past everything. Entering here. Not looking at this location. I think there's still 1 enemy left, if I'm not mistaken. If there isn't, then it's fine. But if there was an enemy, you don't have to worry about anything, so why are you being so tactical? So there's probably 1 enemy left coming in here. Make sure you're looking at the location of a potential enemy, so you don't have to, like, look at the enemy as they're shooting at you, being at a big disadvantage. You should be looking at them, looking at where a target should be already. Definitely a civilian. You can give a little bash, go up to them. You bash them, they'll get down so they don't get shot. You don't always have to yell at them. And yelling at them is a little bit more disadvantageous because a lot of the time enemies will hear where you are, but I guess you can also hear where they are. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Okay, civvy. There. So yeah, he doesn't know how to bash. He should have just bashed that civilian down there before. I do like that he didn't try to secure them. He's trying to secure the threat now. Definitely what you should be doing. Focus on threats. You can get the civilians later. Bash them. Just remember where they are. Double checking. Very good. I'm pretty sure there's still a hostile left. Could be. I assume he's in here somewhere. Oh yeah, I heard he quit here. Did he already clear here? I'm just having amnesia. Apparently I'm just a goldfish. But yeah, so the biggest things, right, that I've noticed so far is just that trying to check the higher priority of threats whenever you're like going, you know, look both ways, look the way that's going to be more threatening to you immediately. But overall, he seems to be around like an average player level. Good stuff. I hate coming out here. Every time I've ever come out here, ever, I've basically always died. But to be fair, I'm usually doing this by myself, but this place is just a death trap. This is the worst place ever. Man, he has not hit a stinger and hit anybody. That's so unlucky. That is wild. But yeah, this is probably how I would approach it if I knew there was an enemy out here. Secure both ends. You know, my team, C2 both doors. But that was relatively good. As I said, the biggest issue from the very start, literally the first mistake was just not checking that door. If you did check that door, it wasn't recorded, so I don't know. And checking the right side first. Because checking the left side here, you're exposing yourself to an enemy behind you already. When you can just come into this little cubby hole, you open the door, go into this cubby hole, just go right in here and be looking to the right. You can still check here when you open the door, but then pie the door here, right? and then you're going to step into that little corner looking at the right side. Once that's clear, you just like slowly move up here, keep looking to the right side. You can confirm it's clear, and then you can pie around this angle to look down the hallway. But stepping out right here, you've already exposed yourself to somebody behind you when it was unnecessary to do so. And then this is some good shooting over your, the edge. I'm not sure why he's going in. Where did that one go anyway? He's just like, okay, I'll go in here. How did this one stay? What is this? This is so strange. Very weird. It's very weird behavior. Stepping in here is very dangerous. Remember, check both directions. This is a very hard space to enter. Very dangerous. Even going through, waiting for it, saving it for the last, probably a good thing to do. I do like that he did the mirror gun here. It was really awesome. Using a stinger, it looked like that was the only thing he had, is a good choice and the right choice. That is a crazy lucky circumstance. This doesn't feel like hard. I would have died every engagement he's ever got into where they shot back. I would have died 100%. It is wild. Unless he's just insanely lucky. And then let's see here. I like his angle here. Good stuff. Here you could have pulled back, as I said before, pulling it back away, not securing this while you're in a gunfight. Honestly, waiting for the end to do this. He did shoot through the door. I didn't even notice that apparently before. Yeah, securing these guys after is a much better choice. And there was no need to open this door. You could have just went outside, peeked outside, and yeah, just not peeking outside basically would have been the best choice for that. Tying up guns once again. You don't need to tie up suspects who have been shot. This is with a particular type of weapon. Or C2. Here, getting shot from behind. I think this is when one of them dies, yeah. Yeah, leaving your team in a... Yeah, he just got deleted. Yeah, that is... If this is a hard mode, they must have nerfed it insanely on Commander, because that is wild if this is hard mode. It says hard mode here, so... Maybe it's a mistake? I don't know. Even tying up civilians, you don't need to do this right now. Do it later. Kind of just skimming through here again. And entering through here as well. When you enter through this door, most commonly where you're getting shot from, if this door opens, around this corner, or around these two corners. It's pretty rare for this left corner to be an enemy here. There can be. A lot of the time, they're always in this corner. Very high probability, very high chance, or just right here. There's no reason for your sight to be here when there's a teammate here. You should totally be focusing on here. I know the map, so I know where to focus. But there's an open sight line for you to aim right there. So there's no reason not to. Like, sure that you're aiming here a little bit. I'm not sure why he was aiming over there. But yeah, I would say just checking the left side, because when there is an enemy, you're just going to get deleted. Still using the mirror gun at appropriate times. I love this. You can never go wrong with a mirror gun. Of course, checking for those traps as well. It was an interesting choice that he wedged it instead of going through it. I would be curious to see what his reasoning is. That is a death trap, though, to be fair. Like, that lane of fire is really deadly. People usually die in there. But with enough stingers and stuff, you usually can take that without too many incidents, as long as you are being very diligent and stuff like that. Coming over here. Through the door and clear. Falling behind me. A lot of the time, and he has cleared around here, generally speaking, but whenever you're approaching here, and you step off the left here, it's like a very tiny bit. He steps like a little bit off to the left, like right here. You're exposing yourself here, so just be careful. If you're not, if you are going into a location through a door or whatever, an entryway, or just around a corner of a hallway, always be looking in that direction to be able to return fire. Because if you're not, you're going to be at an insane disadvantage, because you're already going to be at a disadvantage a lot of the time when you are going face to face with an AI who has better reaction time than you, especially if they know if you're there, especially since you have a flashlight. So they will be aware of your presence and be more on alert. And I do think this is honestly normal. It does say hard mode, but I'm not sure. This doesn't seem like hard based on a few of the things, unless it is slightly different with console or something. And here, this one's tricky. You got a team of people, would have somebody hide on this corner and look into that room. Then you'd be safe. Then the person can approach from this side, aiming in this direction, because if there's someone behind this wall here, close that door, wedge it or whatever if you have a wedge, and then you can start operating in the other half of the room. In circumstances like this, there's not much you can really do if you're a single person. You can get your team behind you, tell them to cover the far lane, close that door the best you can, and hope that there's somebody not going to run through the door. And you did, there's not much you could do really better without, a lot of micromanaging really, but also just having your team cam nice up would be nice, just so you know where your AI or team is. I would totally do the same thing, very similarly here, where you C4 and stuff like that. So that was a good choice. Surprised that singer didn't get him. And going in here, this is also a very deadly, dangerous room. Yeah, like here was another issue, if I remember correctly. So he ties him up. You shouldn't really have to worry about tying him up right away. I know there's only one guy left, but it's always the one guy that kills you. It was right here. When you enter through here, you're not looking at an area of danger, and there's so frequently people die here. This is a very dangerous spot. Just making sure you're pointing at the direction, taking this room a lot slower, honestly. He did take it fast, and there's nothing wrong with taking it fast, but you need to be like aware of the consequences and benefits of them. I'm gonna make a video about that. Where taking something fast can be very beneficial if you have a disadvantage. If you play this slowly, the enemy will 100% see you first and shoot at you first. If you do like some peeking stuff where there's like a small chance that they don't see you, but he has a flashlight on, so they're probably a little bit more aware. And yelling and just bashing this target so they get down is another thing, because you could have just bashed right there really quickly, get them down. Since there's a firefight, it's going to minimize that, because he doesn't know how to bash. He did bash that guy. And most of the stuff I've already addressed. And as I said, right here is just insane. This, honestly, I can't think of a good way to take this space except like having both your teams stack on each side of the door, C2 stingers, you throwing a stinger from a corner angle just so it throws it near the, where they usually are. Because this space is just so annoying. It's always the worst because they just see you perfectly fine, and you're just looking at like a window, like pane that you just can't see through, and they can just see through this, and you're just like completely blind. It is messed how ridiculous that is. They should fix that. I think that was a complaint. I'd watch other people play this, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, like the complaints early on were just that you couldn't see through windows a lot of the time." I'm like, this is just completely ridiculous, absolutely insane, and I'm surprised he survived this. 99% of the time, you get an engagement like that on hard mode, you're dead. But I do get him apparently, and yeah. But yeah, that was pretty good, as I said. Overall, I kind of addressed all those things that you just be focusing on a bit more. I assume you got like a B or something. Come on, B. But officer dead. I'm not sure if you get negative officer. It's at least a B. Yeah, so there we go. So that is it for the video. If you guys want to participate, as I said, go to the YouTube video that says like 100 viewer challenge or 100 subscriber viewer challenge. If it has 1,000 in the thumbnail, that means you basically just type your submission, and a lot of the details are in the description of the video, so you can do that if you want to have me review your video. But that's it for the video, and thanks for watching, and have a good day.